up. A lot of miles on this truck. Give us just a little luck, and we'll make it to the next show. No, there's no backing up. Down the road is where we're gonna end up. Pour a little something in my cup and we go where the girls all holler and the guys agree that it's gonna get rowdy, and that's fine with me. Yeah, we're gonna get a drink on, party all night long, playing a fast song. Are you with me? Going where the girls are, living like a rock star. Gonna load up and chew whiskey.
Welcome to a brand new episode of Off the Record. I'm your host, Aaron Ankrom, and today we're going to get a little bit funky in the studio because we don't have just one band. We have two bands in here today. The bands that we have is Royal Julez, which they're also known as Erotic City, Prince tribute band. And I want to thank you guys for being here with us.
Thank you. Thank you. Good to be here.
Okay, so let's go around the table. You must be the
I'm
keys.
Jeff Freed, yes.
Jeff plays the keys.
Yes.
Okay, and then
Julian Stefani. I play guitar, keyboards, vocals.
and you are also the lead as Prince.
The leader's Prince, yes.
All right, can you guys tell? Can you tell? All right, and then back here,
Jerry Jakeways, play drums.
Jerry's on the drums. Sweet.
Christophe of Royal Julez, and I play bass guitar.
You play that bass. Well, thanks guys for joining us. I really
Thank you.
appreciate it. Now, I wanted to start off just how you guys kind of all formed. I know that you have a history, Julian, of performing and doing music since the '80s, which is pretty awesome. But how did your band form? First as Royal Julez, and secondly as Erotic City.
Well, with Erotic City, I've been doing that, and throughout the years, incorporated different band members coming in, different musicians, to coming and going. Jeff, he's been, as far as this lineup, Jeff and Chris probably been in here the longest.
Okay.
Which is probably about 4 years or so.
4 years for both of you guys.
And
Almost to the day for me.
Okay, nice.
So
Happy
it's an
anniversary!
thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Jerry, he's the newbie.
And Jerry's in
One gig.
Yeah.
One gig.
Yeah.
He
So
just started.
are you feeling the vibe of the group?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Having a lot of
We had a
fun
great gig in Tacoma Saturday night.
On Saturday night.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Jerry rocked it.
Jerry was rocking it.
Sure did.
Well, I'm excited because we're gonna get to hear some of your guys' original stuff
Yeah.
today, which is super cool. You're more known for the Prince band that
Yes.
you do. But what makes your own personal music different? How would you compare and contrast? Because you've been doing the Prince thing for a while, but for the Royal Julez band, what would you say makes it stand out?
Just the energy, I mean, we do it's a pretty diverse, type of sound. We do funk, rock, rhythm and blues, pretty much anything we can incorporate in there, So it's not limited to like one genre of music, we whatever fits, whatever works, we can go there,
I've talked to a few different bands where with their original music where they have one person that solely like writes the lyrics, and another person may just write the different guitar riffs or whatever. Do you guys do that as a whole?
Well, at this present time, I've been doing most of the writing,
Okay.
And once that's done and we start like playing live or rehearsing it, it kind of like develops where everybody's incorporating their own style and own, taste to it.
Also, he'll take, sometimes we'll just be fooling around playing something and he'll say, hey, that sounds good, and then that'll become a song.
And then just turns into the magic of it, right?
song.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So in a whole, you mentioned to me before we started recording that you had an original name was J Ride.
Yeah, it started out as Julian's Ride.
Okay.
And then I put J Ride for short, but then I would say Julian's Ride, and people were like, "What?"
Yeah.
So it kind of made it easier, to pronounce. And then what happened was about a year ago, I found out that the name was trademarked to a lowrider car company. You know, and they were telling me I can keep the name, but they would have to spell it different and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Which meant for me it would be like still a conflict, because when people start looking up the name, it's gonna Google and all that kind of stuff. It's gonna send people on all these different places. So I needed to come up with something that wouldn't do that. So I just kind of like just reformed the whole name.
Yeah.
Made it easier,
Yeah,
I
definitely.
kind of like it now,
Now,
I like it better.
you like the name
Yeah,
better?
I think there's more possibilities for things you can do with the names, ways that you can dress, tie in.
It's royalty.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's royalty,
exactly,
yeah.
Welcome to the royal family.
Yeah, I love
the
it.
royal show.
Oh, now going to doing some of your guys' marketing and whatnot. I wanted to ask you about this because I had a buddy that did a Prince cover song, and I know Prince's his party. They're really protective of his sound. I was gonna ask, is that kind of hard to promote? What you guys are doing, like through social media and whatnot.
Not through the music. I know some of those people at the Prince Estate, so they're pretty acquainted with me.
Okay.
The only thing they wanted me not to do was not use his images and the symbol
Okay.
on flyers or publications, and make sure that the shows have nothing to do with the Prince Estate.
And those are all you on your
Well,
flyers.
now they are. I mean, when I first started, I was using a lot of those images,
Yeah.
and then they told me, like, please don't do that,
It's pretty.
which I can respect that. Those
Yeah.
are,
No, I was gonna ask.
I remember Julian one time. Kinko's, he had a picture of himself though, and the guy at Kinko's wouldn't let you use the picture.
Oh, yeah,
because
yeah.
he thought it was a picture.
He wouldn't let me print it. He goes, he refused to believe that was me. I'm standing right next to it. I'm like,
Yeah.
this is me, man. He's like, I'm sorry, I can't print that.
That's funny.
Oh, I also want to ask. So with your band with Royal Julez, obviously Prince is an influence to you guys. Is there what's some of the other influence you guys have as a whole? We'll maybe go one by one. You guys can answer.
Oh well, the thing is with this music is a lot of it has elements outside of funk. A lot of rock. There's orchestration. There's the whole kind of live show presentation. Visual aspect as well. For me personally, as a bass player, I mean. Listened to, I think Flea was probably the first guy who showed me, bass could be pretty cool, and then I discovered Parliament, Funkadelic soon afterwards, and Bootsy Collins, but I sort of grew up more as a rocker, listening to, I don't know, Black Sabbath,
Okay.
Judas Priest, and the Scorpions.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool because I can bring those rock elements in, and they count for something in the music with everything we do. Yeah. So there you go.
Thanks.
Sabbath and the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Oh, there you go. I've seen them live before.
Myself, I grew up in Longview, which is a small town, and all my cohorts were into the butt rock of the time.
Yeah.
And for some reason, I grew up, my dad was a piano player and a Hammond B3 player, like big band jazz from the, because he was an older dad. So I grew up, listening to a lot of big band. Then I got gravitated towards anything that was groovy and soulful. And so Prince, I had the 1999 album and, Parliament and Funkadelic. And then a lot of R&B stuff like Al Jarreau and Luther, all that soul music. And then I did
feeling
end up
stuff.
listening to rock later on, gravitating more towards that.
And so with your drumming,
But it was jazz and
okay.
funk.
So but do you your background in drumming, do you primarily like say that funk was your
Definitely, yeah, definitely, yeah.
love it?
Funky. I just gravitated towards that. I don't, in this small town.
Yeah. Well, there was a couple
from.
guys we interviewed previously that they were from a small town. They did like the rock, and then they moved into like a whole different kind of a genre, which is interesting. How about for you?
Well, I grew up in a very fortunate time during the 60s. So Beatles, the Stones, Jimi Hendrix.
Yeah.
And when I first started playing music, though, I was into fusion, Chick Corea, Weather Report, and played as a professional musician in the 70s, and then I retired and did computer stuff. And then these guys brought me out of retirement.
Back from the dead, right?
I mean, yeah, exactly. And I have to credit Julian with teaching me funk.
I love it.
And here I am today.
Oh, that's awesome. How about you,
Oh,
Julian?
me, I listen to pretty much everything. You know, started out with the rockabilly when I was a kid, Little Richard, Chuck Berry, all that good stuff.
Yeah.
You know, Benny Goodman, and then you know, got turned on to the Jackson 5 and you know, the Motown sound and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
And my older sister was listening to a lot of R&B and you know, that kind of stuff. And you know, I got into Rick James and all the funk bands. And when I was 10, I was going to Kiss concerts and I mean, pretty much everything.
Yeah.
Everything. Anything that sounded good, I liked it. You know.
I love it.
So it's been part of my whole life ever since.
And music has taken you guys all different places, right? Correct.
Right.
Where have some places you guys have played outside of the Pacific Northwest?
We played all over the entire U.S. pretty much. I mean, all over the place, man.
During the
I mean,
summer, we practically live in Southern California.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, do a lot of gigs down
It'd be
there.
nice to go down there in the winter, though, right?
Well, we go down there in the winter too.
Well,
But
that's
it's
awesome.
summer, it seems we're there half of the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, after the unfortunate death of Prince, you know, a lot of our shows picked up on the West Coast.
I was going to ask, that was one of my questions I was going to ask you is how did his death affect just your guys' show and maybe emotionally and also just people gravitating towards you guys playing?
Well, during, we play Purple Rain and look out at the audience, and the whole audience would be in tears.
Yeah.
It's pretty
Yeah,
moving.
I remember that the first show after Prince died, we played Purple Rain, and it was like, yeah, you had to, I don't know, mop up the floor because everyone was crying so much out there. It was, I mean, the whole band and everybody out there, we were just all in it together, I guess.
Yeah, very emotional. A lot of people walk up, especially to walk up to me and say very, really deep things at how, you know, Prince was a part of their life and how they're thanking us for, you know, keeping his legacy alive and playing the music. And, you know, it's an amazing thing when you're playing somebody else's music and you're bringing all of his fans together, you know, even though he's not physically here, you know, his spirit through the music is keeping everybody, you know, alive with it. And that's the beauty of it, you know.
Yeah, it is really special, and I'm sure it was a amazing experience just to
It still is.
continue his legacy through the show.
Not to mention, people would see Julian on the street and think they're seeing a ghost.
Yeah. Well, I thought when you first walked into the studio, I was like, you do the part well, my friend. I wanted to see if you guys would be interested in doing a little game, specifically Julian, if this would be okay. I usually do a game with the people that come on the show, and this one I wanted to do a little quiz, and I just want to see where you are with your kiss. Or I'm sorry, the Kiss. I just gave one of the songs.
Hey,
away.
he'd do yeah. If you did the band
gave
Kiss,
one
he'd
of
do
the
great
songs,
too.
with the Prince lyrics. So I have some lyrics here, and I was going to say, if I read it to you, could you sing the next part?
Let's see.
You want to try? Okay. So let's go ahead and we'll do the first song. It says, I said now, overcast days never turned me on, but something about the clouds and her mixed. She wasn't too bright, but I could tell when she kissed me, she knew how to get her kicks. What's the next part? Do you know the next part?
Raspberry Beret.
You got it, yeah.
Yeah.
Raspberry Beret. I was gonna.
Or she wore a Raspberry Beret.
Yeah. Okay. So sweet. You got 1 for 1.
All right, so I think you have to sing the first part. And then
You want
you'll
me to
do-
sing the
yeah,
first
you
part?
gotta sing it.
Oh, I can sing the first part.
Yeah.
My singing is not that good. Everyone knows that from previous shows, right? Okay. All right, but do I have to sing in the the tune of the song.
I
Yeah.
just beat it. Well, yeah. but,
Should I rap
you know,
it?
Well,
Yeah, you
I
can.
can
yeah.
rap a little bit.
whatever. We're pretty organic about how we play.
Dun, dun, dun,
music,
dun,
so
dun,
what's your
zzz.
deal?
All right. How about the second one? I'll sing it. You're gonna. Oh, this is gonna be awful.
That's gonna throw me off
Let
right
the
there.
elevator bring us down. Oh no, let's go.
Let's go crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, love it. All right, and one last one, which I'm sure you'll never guess which this one is.
Purple Rain.
You got to not talk dirty, baby, if you want to impress me. You can't be too flirty, mama. I know how to undress me. I want to be your fantasy. Maybe you could be mine. You just leave it all up to me. We could have a good time.
Just want your extra time and that kiss.
Yep, you got them all
gotta
3
go.
for 3. Yeah, 3 for 3. I love it. All right, well, guys, so you guys are playing one of your songs for us today. What's the name of the song?
The song is called "I Wanna Funk You."
I Wanna Funk You.
Yeah.
I love the sound of that. I Wanna Funk You. How great is that?
Straight to the point.
So we're going to hear that in just a few minutes. Where can people find your guys' your band, all your information, social media?
I keep it going on Facebook. You know, I got a Erotic City fan page, Erotic City Prince Street page. There's a Royal Julez page, but it's still in progress where I'm going to be uploading it with a lot of stuff coming up after this year with the release of some new music.
And speaking of release, what kind of stuff do you guys have coming up as a whole? I know you mentioned you might be touring here soon, or maybe not touring, but you have some shows.
We got a lot of shows with Erotic City, you know, and after January, I'm going to start booking some stuff for Royal Julez.
Sweet.
Yeah, so.
Cool. Well, thanks, guys. I appreciate you joining us here on Off the Record. Make sure you guys stay tuned to check out Royal Julez live here in the studio.
I wanna funk you here, I wanna funk you there, I wanna funk you so hard that I'll make you swear. We can do it on the side, we can do it in the ride. It doesn't matter, we can do it, baby, outside. You don't have to dance, I like the way you prance. You got me going crazy, looking at you in those pants. I like the way you dare, cause you just don't care. You really like it when I play, baby, in your head. I like the way you dress, so good I must confess. I want it all and you know that I want the rest. You know you ain't the fool, that's why you on the boat. I gotta tell you that I really wanna own. I'd rather be with you, oh yeah. Yes, I'd rather be with you. I'd rather be with you, oh yeah. Yes, I'd rather be with you. You know you got it tight, I can make it right. I wanna funk you, baby, funk you with the on my mind. Just let me do my thing, you can hear me sing. You really like it when I play on my lips. Before I let you go, gonna let you know I'm gonna have you dreaming when I play my solo. That's what I'm here to do, just to me and you. Tell you that I really wanna funk you. I'd rather be with you, oh yeah.
here until the last drop. But she's sure looking hot over there looking at me. Yeah, the dance floor's filling up. Yeah, we're giving them a reason to tear it up. Moving their body to the kick drum. I get a little frisky. The girls all holler and the guys agree that it's gonna get rowdy. And that's just fine with me.